It's 3:05 on the Saturn clock. Oh, and I'm fucking up. I'm fucking up. I brought the blue phone and oh my god. Oh shit. I'm not off to a good start yet today. At all. All right, let's try this again. On the bright side, that's not going to make any real difference as to whether or not I'm late, because I'm already pretty late. That guy wasn't blocking the alley as much as I anticipated he would be. So it's Monday, September 18th, 3:12 p.m. The year is still 2023, and I fell asleep and didn't wake up for work. I didn't sleep well last night. Usual shit. A mixture of loneliness and working on posting old chapters, editing and posting old chapters of my vlog. The one I worked on last night was exceptionally long, and it involved moving an over 2 gigabyte file from my Obama phone 3 over to the iPhone, and then getting into the iPhone, and I had other stuff going on the iPhone. It did the thing where I just ran out of space and had to do all kinds of creative things, and that still didn't free up enough space. So I basically had to wait until iOS kind of did its thing and freed some stuff up that had been put in the iCloud. If there's a way to manually speed up that process, I don't know what it is. And speaking of iOS, at one point this morning I opened my iPhone and it was on the home page for the App Store, which I'm really not sure why. I wasn't trying to go to the home page for the App Store, but there it was. And it said it was a thing like, hey, what's new in iOS? And I forget what number it is, but whatever the brand new version is of iOS that just came out, and things to be excited about with it. And I looked at that and I'm not excited. I'm just thinking, oh shit. Wow. Now how many things are gonna not work in the version of iOS that I'm using? As I mentioned a while back, I was having some issues with Gmail, and to be fair, that's the only day I've had issues with Gmail. It was at the end of last month when I was at the bank trying to figure out how much money to withdraw. That way I would have enough cash to cover so I would know how much of a money order, well, for starters, so I would know how much cash to pull out, but more importantly, when I got to PLS, so I would know exactly how much to make the money order out for use or storage. That was that was what I was trying to do, and I just could not. I eventually managed to get it done, but I went through just hell as the current iOS version of Gmail just kept crashing and crashing and crashing. And to be fair, since that day, my iPhone 6s Plus has been pretty much completely trouble-free. Now my 7 Plus is completely dead, and that has nothing to do with OS advancement. It just has everything to do with how bad I had dropped it a couple of days before. And while I was asleep, I either rolled over on it or I knocked it off my bed, one or the other, well, probably both actually. And it won't boot. It just goes to the Apple logo screen. It sits there for a few seconds, and then it goes dark. And then it goes back to that screen, and then it goes dark, and so on and so forth until I unplug it. I think I can hold the button and get it to stop doing that. Otherwise, I think it just does that until there's nothing left of the battery. Not sure if I'm going to try to fix it or not. It's probably not worth the money now. It was debatably not worth the money before, but by getting it fixed, it did enable me to make some more progress on things I was working on for the, I don't know, roughly week and a half that I had it and used it before I dropped it. Worked great during that time. It also, most importantly, this guy trying to pass me on the exit-only lane on the right. Hey, he finally decided that slowing down and then we're going to the left would be a better course of action. It amazes me how many people think passing on the right is a good strategy. To my understanding, in Europe, that's not even legal. It just gets you a ticket. Oh, goodness. So where was I? No, that's not a good... Oh, my God. I was going to say that's not a good place to be parked, but that car was... Did you see the car on the right? It's trashed. I'm surprised nobody's shown up there to tow it away yet. And it hasn't been impounded by the city of Phoenix. Yeah, I can't help but think if that was on a highway, I would have had it gone by now. So yeah, the fact that I fixed the iPhone 7 Plus was pretty instrumental in me recovering my 6S Plus. Otherwise, I would have never been able to put it in lost mode. I wouldn't have been getting the notifications for Find My and to put it in that mode that when the people who rented the car that I lost it in and eventually found it were told, oh, just return it to Hertz. Well, I'm sure they returned it to Hertz when they returned the car to Hertz. And Hertz returned it to MLS, and I got it back. Not an issue. Anyway, the reality is I'm just getting dangerously into underpowered, into only owning underpowered and obsolete phone territory, and for what I'm doing, especially with this vlog, it's not a good thing. And probably the least important thing I should be worrying about is I think I'm headed towards the kind of financial collapse that's going to involve me not having power or insurance for my car. See, now the fact that I haven't given Rob any money this month, and he was trying to call me last week. Surprisingly, he hasn't been blowing up my phone. But yeah, it's I just haven't been getting the work from Wonolo that I was getting previously, and without that, I'm just not making enough money at my current job to make ends meet. And then consider that I haven't made any payments on my electric bill all summer. It's not as bad as I would expect it to be. It's balance is a little over $400, but still, I mean, it's $400 I don't have. And it's on me. I mean, they gave me a list of charities to follow up with. I didn't follow up with those charities, so you know, I'm the one who just got so wrapped up in everything else I was doing, which is mostly work. I didn't do that. As for being late today, yeah, I didn't sleep well last night, and a lot of it was just me trying to get that stupid video done, which is admittedly a stupid video. And part of it's that, you know, the being without a lover, as I have functionally been for way too long, because Priscilla's I just don't even bother anymore. I don't ask anymore. I just don't even ask anymore. At this point, it's the when the 6 does happen, it's so absolutely bad that it wasn't worth all the frustration. And more often than not, it doesn't happen, and I'm just frustrated. So I'm not even wasting my time anymore. But that does result in me not sleeping well. And I woke up early this morning because of that. But at around noon, which is the time I normally wake up, I found myself super tired after I shot the intro to my last video from July 31st. So yeah, I finally made it through July. I posted my vlog. 7 weeks behind. That's kind of where I thought I was headed. And it's funny because I'm not sure if it was on that video or the video before, I had made a comment about how, oh yeah, by the time I post this, it's probably going to be over 2 weeks behind. Number 2 weeks. God, wasn't I optimistic. In fact, maybe now I'm thinking maybe I said it'd be about a month behind. Again, being really optimistic. Yeah, I said about a month behind. And I think I captioned it with turns out closer to 2 months. Go me. So I guess that's the result of me having, unlimited space on a micro SD card to record on my phone. So maybe not such a good thing after all. If this guy went any slower, he'd be backing into me. I generally don't pass in this lane, but that guy is driving really slow. I sped up to just under the speed limit, which is 35. I wonder if he thinks he's in a school zone. So, I forget what I was going to say. Anyway, I was thinking that I have alarms that wake me up just before noon, and I have alarms that wake me up at about 1:15, which gets me up plenty of time to get dressed and drive to work and be there by 2. I'll have to leave early if I'm trying to do the bus and the light rail, but I just haven't been doing that lately just because of the time difference between driving. Even if I go this route, the time distance between driving and using other options is just so dramatic that it erases the benefits of using the other options, which is really sad. But it's no question why Phoenix is such a car-centric place, and why that's not really changing. So anyway, I don't know why I'm dragging this out because there's not much to say. I dozed off, and I dozed off hard. I'm fortunate I woke up, around 3 o'clock instead of around 6 o'clock. So I don't think I'm going to be in trouble. I'm kind of the glue that holds maintenance and electric vehicles together at night here. And from what I understand, I'm functionally doing the job of what was done by 2 or 3 people before me, and doing a better job than those 2 or 3 people did, which really makes me think I should be getting paid more. And should I have that conversation with my boss? Of course, realistically, I got to do something, because I can't stay in a situation where I'm making less money than what it costs to pay my monthly bills. That's not tenable. So at some point, I got to have a difficult talk with Rob about, not even about them getting more people for me to train, but for, hey, in order for me to continue to work here, I've got to make some kind of a difference. Either you've got to get some kind of okay from up above to bend policy regarding overtime with me, or I need to get a raise. But I still don't think, even if I get another raise, that it's gonna be enough. Or I need to have some flexibility with my schedule to where I can work the shifts that are offered on Wonolo and just flex around them here. One of those things. Which sucks because I absolutely do love the job here. This isn't a case of me not getting up because I dread the job. I love the job. The fact that I love this job is a large part of really what's keeping me going right now, as opposed to just being completely dysfunctional in bed like I was 3 months ago and so depressed that I don't want to leave my bed. That's kind of how I get on the weekends if I don't have any Wonolo gigs. Didn't this last, well, actually that's pretty much describes my last Friday. Every video I've shot where I've tried to explain what I did the rest of the weekend, I've been getting cut off, running out of space, something, and I'm not sure if I managed to get that out, but I'll try to do a super short version while I pull into my parking spot. I was saved by Kim Tastic. She came over, helped me clean a big portion of my kitchen. She said she wants to get together and do it next weekend. So, yeah, I don't particularly find her sexually attractive. I'm sure it's pretty mutual. I think something would have been happening by now, but it wasn't. But she does seem like the kind of person that's a genuine friend and genuinely cares about me and is genuinely going to try to help me with that, and is the kind that would play a really, really good wingman, trying to hook me up with her friends while we're out, which is something Priscilla ain't doing. Not like it's right for me to expect her to do that, but I mean, it's not like she's taking care of me. So, you know, you're not part of the, like I say, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Anyway, I'm here. Oh, as for the disaster where this video started, so these days I carry my iPhone 6s Plus, Obama Phone 3, and Obama Phone 5, which I'm using just about exclusively as a Wi-Fi hotspot. I never did fully explain, because I ended up picking up the Somalian woman on the way to Kim's. I never did fully explain what happened with what was happening with my iPhone that's using up obscene amounts of hotspot data, and I don't have time to explain that now either. It's starting to get like super hot in my car. But anyways, I carry those 3 phones. I went out the door and then I looked down after I got this phone recording, and realized that instead of grabbing Obama Phone 5, I've grabbed the blue phone. Yeah, I think so. I'm up to posting August 1st, and I think August 1st is when videos start. I started shooting video again with the blue phone. So yeah, it's gonna be more effort to try to continue posting my old vlogs as I trying to figure out what I'm doing with my life right now, because this job isn't making ends meet.